Hey everyone, this is Jeff Cockrell, Dale Carnegie Master Trainer, Certified High Performance Coach, founder of Veteran Academy, where we help veterans break the code on success in the civilian world and then help equip them for that mission. Also the founder of Coaching Mastery Community, where we help coaches increase their impact by building coaching mastery and business mastery within a supportive community. And welcome to day 21. This is the 21st day of the Dale Carnegie Challenge, where for 60 days I am talking about one of Dale Carnegie's principles, giving some insight, hopefully, and then providing some options for you to take on as we begin to apply this today. If you want these all in one spot, then go to my website. It's www.jeffcockrell.com. Hard to remember, I know. Click on it and you'll see that it'll take you over to a checkout page, a little video talking about this. Put your name and email and then create your password, and that will take you to the Dale Carnegie 60-Day Challenge. And the way it's set up, every day there's an email that shows up for you. Once it's all done, you can go back and access them at any time. So all you got to do is go back. They're all going to be in one spot, pick the principle, and you can access it. By the way, if there's people that you think, this would help them, send it to them. Tell them go to this website, click on the challenge. It's free, and he'll have these principles show up for them every single day. And then they'll have access to it as long as they're subscribed, also for free. So let's get to day number 21. The 21st principle number 12 out of the section, Winning People to Your Way of Thinking. This is also the last principle for cooperation. Tomorrow we step into leadership. And interestingly, this is it's a great transition principle. Good leaders do this well. Mediocre leaders do it poorly, and bad leaders don't do it at all. And I remember when I was on board the USS Blakely, we finally got underway. It was our 5th attempt. The tugs pulled us back. We got about 6 inches off the pier and boom, lost power. So I had to put us back, tied up the ship again. We did not get underway. The 6th time we did. And we went from Charleston, South Carolina to Newport, Rhode Island in order to have some work done on the ship. We had become what they call a reserve force frigate. So basically, 60% of our crew gone. They left. So we've got a crew of about 40%. We still have all the requirements for regular ships, for regular active duty ships. And we had failed a major inspection, a major engineering inspection, which determined is our ship safe to operate or not. We got a special dispensation, limped up to Newport, Rhode Island, pulled into who our new command was, our new commanding officer. And I remember he's looking at the ship, first time he's ever seen it, and he sees guys working on the decks as we're coming in, and they're not even in uniform. They're not even in a uniform. Some have green jackets, some have blue jackets, some have their own jackets, brightly colored ski jackets, just trying to keep warm because Newport, Rhode Island in February is a lot colder than Charleston, South Carolina. And I remember he looked up at the ship, and I just saw him put his head down. He shook his head and turned and walked away. And I remember thinking to myself, this is going to be a long 2 months. A few days later, the materials officer from the group comes over, and he's now the new chief engineer for the next couple of months. Lieutenant Commander Tjemka, TJ. And he gathers all the engineers together, and those groups that are supporting the engineers, which as a communications officer, our communications gear was pretty much up to speed because my predecessor, Tom O'Donnell, done a great job. And he basically got them all together and he said, look guys, I've done this for 5 other ships. This, I can tell you this is not going to be easy. This is going to be hard work. If you're willing to do the work, I guarantee you that we will pass. And it was interesting to feel the atmosphere in the room change because people started looking around each other like, okay, let's do this. We can do this. Because it was the first time in a long time that the leadership had been honest with these folks. But by being honest and telling them, man, it's going to be hard. They did, and it changed everything about that ship. It totally changed the trajectory of that ship. We were in this downward spiral, and it stopped, and it started going up. We won everything that year, and we continued to win everything that we got involved in. And in fact, I was reading an article just about a month ago, and someone had been a midshipman on the Blakely, and then had gotten assigned to it, and he said, man, it was one of the best ships he ever served on. This was several years after I had left. But what it proved was that whole trajectory had stayed consistent because of that one challenge that was thrown down. And that brings us to the principle. Principle number 21 is to throw down a challenge. And at the beginning I said, good leaders do it well. That was what TJ did. He threw down a challenge. He said, look, this is going to be hard, but if you'll do this, I guarantee we're going to win. JFK or Martin Luther King, we tend to think that, oh my gosh, it needs to be this big thing where we're inspiring a nation. It can be, but so often it's really about getting people to step into more of what they are capable of. That, I believe, is one of the true tests of a good leader, is that their willingness to challenge people to go to a different level and to lead the way there. And so that brings us to our 3 challenges today. Number 1, if there's a group of folks, we need to challenge them. Be honest with how hard it's going to be. Let them know this is going to be hard. Let them know. They're adults. Unless obviously you're talking to kids. But even kids appreciate the fact when we're being honest and we tell them this is going to be hard. Not everybody can do this. But I think you can if you're willing to try. All right, and the second one, I want to put this on you. I'll bet you there are areas of your life that you should focus on to improve. This thing of showing up every day for 60 days, that was a challenge. I'm working on consistency. So what's something you're working on? Take your own challenge, because that is a great way to throw down a challenge for others because they see you doing something. And the third is when we are going to throw down a challenge for somebody, make sure we tie it to something that they want, it's tightly tied to their desires, which really kind of goes back to principle number 3, which is arousing the other person and eager want. It's not enough to just say, I challenge you, will you take on this challenge? It's not enough to do that. We have to arouse a desire in that person to accept this challenge. And we can do it if we think through. This is one of the more difficult principles to apply because it's not really a plug and play. It can be powerful if you're willing to invest the effort. Throw down a challenge. Get people to take that step. Aspire to a different level, including yourself. You do that, and you are definitely going to knock them alive.